2019 is turning out to be another problematic year for new construction, with July reporting 40% fewer sales. That's the worst July that we've seen in over a decade. Is it all going downhill, or have we hit rock bottom? Hi, my name is Jim Keaty with Keaty Real Estate, and this is your weekly Lafayette Market Update brought to you by Levi Kastner at Timmons & Kastner Insurance. Check it out. The MLS reported 30% fewer sales in June and over 40% fewer sales in July, making June and July the worst summer months we've seen in over a decade for new construction. However, March, April, and May all outperformed last year's sales, so we ended up with a 12% or 56 less or fewer new construction sales year over year. And the crazy thing is that the volume for new construction reported only a 9% decrease, meaning the average price actually increased from $266,000 to $274,000. That's a 3% increase, or an $8,000 increase year over year for new construction home sales, our average price. That's a 3% increase, or an $8,000 increase year over year in our average price for new construction. And yet we reported the worst June and July we've seen in over a decade. So why is the average price increasing? Looking at the new construction actives, you can see that there were 17% fewer actives on the market, meaning there was less supply. Check it out. We've been seeing a steady decrease in new construction inventory, and with the new construction inventory falling to a low for June and July, we also saw the average price increase in June and July. So although there is less demand, i.e. sales, the supply is actually falling faster than the demand, so that the average price is actually increasing slightly. Check out this graph showing the new construction inventory falling below the last 4 years. This would explain the increase in price. And the general rule is when inventory is less than 6 months of supply, we see price increases. Now, 2018 was a banner year for existing home sales, and this trend continued through 2019 until May, when we reported actually a decrease in existing home sales. The MLS reported 48 less existing home sales, or a 3% fewer home sales year over year. This is the first year we've seen a decrease in existing home sales since 2015. We also saw a 10% decrease, or $34 million in the dollar volume sold in existing home sales. This is an indication that our average price has actually fallen. And as you can see, the average price fell by 1% year over year. And what's really interesting is, just like the new construction sector, as sales dropped, our average price actually increased in May, June, and July. We saw a 1% drop in the average sales price from $213 to $212 year over year altogether. You can see that the existing months of inventory was at a high in January with 9 months of inventory, but it fell in February, March to below 6 months, and it's been hovering around 5 and 6 months of supply. Remember, at 6 months of supply equals demand, and we should see prices stay consistent or increase slightly if it continues to stay below 6 months of inventory. So here's the overview of new construction versus existing. We saw a 12% decrease in the number of new construction sold. There was a 9% decrease in the volume of new construction homes sold. This is because we actually had $8,000 increase in the average sales price of the new construction homes. We sold less new construction homes at a higher price, leading to the higher average sales price for the year. The existing home sold sector actually reported a 3% decrease year over year in sales, while the volume sold decreased by 10%, leading to a lower average price of existing homes sold. One reason for the new construction sales lagging so far behind existing home sales is, as you can see, the average price for new construction is about $60,000 more than existing home sales. there are fewer buyers, i.e. demand, in the upper price range, and it's harder for builders to make money in that lower price range around $200,000. So that in turn drives the supply down in the new construction sector. So if you're thinking about buying and you're hoping that prices are going to continue to fall, all of the data is indicating less supply over the next 6 months. With the drop in the interest rates, you should take advantage of this opportunity and start looking now, because it could literally cost you thousands of dollars if demand continues to rise and the interest rates increase. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. I always look forward to any of your comments or questions. I'm Jim Keaty with Keaty Real Estate, and this week's market update has been brought to you by Levi Kastner at Timothy Kastner Insurance. See you next week.